जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी, राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी, यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यमुना तीरावनचारी, यमुना तीरावनचारी। गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी, यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन, यमुना तीरावनचारी, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। वन्दे श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यनित्यानन्दसहोदितौ गौडोदये पुष्पवन्तौ चित्रौषं दौ तमोनुदौ आजानुलम्बितभुजो कनकावधातौ सङ्कीर्तनैकपितरौ कमलायताक्षौ विश्वम्भरौ द्विजवरौ युगधर्मपालो वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरौ करुणावतारौ। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं मुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. Welcome all of you. This evening Ramji Prabhu has chosen a special topic for the evening today. What is the meaning of dust of Krishna's lotus feet, and how do we attain it, and what are the benefits of attaining it? So we will discuss about that today. Beginning, let us take one very famous verse. You all can repeat after me. Samashritaye padapallavaplavam Mahatpadam punya yasho murare Bhavam buddhir vatsapadam param padam 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 yat vipadam natesham. So this verse says, very beautiful verse, Samashrita ye pada pallava plamam. Those people who are sheltered in Krishna's lotus feet, it is said. So what happens to them? Mahatpadam punya yasho murare. Murare is Krishna. So in Krishna's lotus feet, when one takes shelter, it says that they do not face any fear or any type of danger. Like what the conditioned souls in this world face dangers and fears also. Danger is real danger, and fears are something which comes before the danger also. We were just here one station before coming to Austin. Where were we? Dallas. In Dallas, in the night, one morning came, some cyclone is coming, or tornado. Some tornado is coming. Chick, chick, in the mobile, they gave a advertisement, and they said, everybody go under the house. What do you call the basement? Everybody go under. Wondering why to go in the basement? We are inside a sturdy house. Even if tornado comes, I don't think it will knock down the house. We were thinking like that. Next day morning, our Daoji Nityapu was telling us, in one lecture as well as Ranath Maharaj was telling, it seems that in America somewhere, a thunderbolt fell on somebody's house and it just burned and turned into ashes in a moment. And that is why people are told to go to basement, so that even if something happens to the house, nothing will happen to them. Which means everybody in this world, in the time of fear, we are looking for a shelter, safe shelter. Just like in Ukraine, the war, they are bringing the tanker and they are blowing off the houses. So people go underground. But underground, how many days can you live unless you have enough stock of food? You can eat for a few days, but then when someone has to come out to purchase things, at the time they are short. So the material world is a place where there is danger at every step. How many of you saw the California fires? You saw that? There were helicopters flying and throwing water jet. You saw that? What could the water jets put out the fire? They were just jumping, it was jumping. Some of the Hollywood actresses, when they returned home, they saw only one stick lying at the home. Everything was burned out to ashes. You saw that? So the material world has innumerable dangers coming from natural calamities like what I told you, or there are wars. Now, recently there was a kind of, in some Pakistani terrorists killed some 26 Hindus in, Pahalgam. So after that, lot of, all over the country, fear, and the Prime Minister of India took an action back, Sindoor 1, Sindoor 2, and all that he put. So now there are threats from this side, Pakistan, that side, Bangladesh, and China is saying we will attack multiple countries. So there is a kind of terrible situation in the world now. Countries, becoming sometimes envious of one another. Who is flourishing in business? Who is becoming superpower? Because everybody wants to become superpower. And every country wants all other countries to be under them. Correct, no? Nobody wants to see anyone getting ahead in life. Correct? No? The spiritual world, everybody thinks all devotees are better than me. Everybody is better than me. I am a very small devotee, like that devotees think. Like Hanuman when he went to Mother Sita. Sita was telling you, Hanuman, you are a small monkey. How will Ram with a monkey sena, will he be able to conquer Ravana? Hanuman said, oh mother, in all the millions of vanaras that Ram has, I am the smallest monkey. He said, don't worry, all others are much bigger than me and more powerful than me. Like that he said. So, and not only that, when Hanuman told Mother Sita, even I am capable of taking you right now to Rama. In 1 hour you will meet Ram face to face if you want. And Sita laughed and said, you small monkey, how will you carry me? She said, even if you carry me on your shoulder, when Rakshasas attack you, they will not let you carry me, they will attack you. They will make sure you remain here only, you cannot take me and carry me. Not only that, he said, no, I will tackle them, you don't have to worry, he said. Then she said, no, I am afraid of the ocean, she said. When you're crossing the ocean, what if I slip and fall into the ocean? She said. And then she also said, I would not like to be touched by any man. I am a chaste wife of Rama, so no one else can touch me, she said. Our acharyas have defeated all these arguments of Sita. Why? How can she be afraid of Samudra? She is Samudra Putri. So she can't be, Lakshmi comes from Samudra, so she cannot be afraid of Samudra. In fact, when Lakshmi Narayana are sitting in the Ananta Shesh, they are sitting in the middle of Samudra, how she can be afraid? Isn't it? And to say that I cannot touch anyone other than my husband, for a mother to be cared for by a son is absolutely natural. So that also his argument is defeated. And also she said, you cannot carry me, you are a small monkey. And Hanuman immediately grew his size from earth to sky and showed a Panchamukhi Hanuman form he showed. Then Sita said, oh, I agree that you are not a small monkey, you are very powerful. Now I have to agree. Still she said, I want Rama to come and defeat Ravana and take me, she said. So, you can say Hanuman is such a great Vanara, but, such a great devotee. But he says, I am the smallest devotee, correct? No? Actually, in the material world, somebody is in Sattva-guna, what do they think? Oh, there are many good devotees. I am not the only devotee, there are many devotees. I may have some good, but other devotees are also good. Every devotee is having some unique talent gifted by Krishna, like their one thinks. And somebody is in Rajoguna, he thinks, yes, there are many devotees, but I am the best devotee, he thinks. And somebody in Tamoguna, he thinks, I am the only devotee, nobody else is devotee. Tamoguna. And somebody in Vishuddha Sattva, what he thinks? Everybody else is devotee, I am not a devotee. I am like a black sheep among white sheep. Like that, pure devotee thinks like that. So, great devotees think that's the way their mindset works. So, the spiritual world is a very beautiful place where, all the jivas are very pure-hearted and they are sheltered in Krishna's lotus feet. So, they have no fear. Krishna's lotus feet awarded 2 special things, Abhayan, Ashokan, it is said. Abhayan means freedom from fear. Like Prabhupada was also hearing some bomb drops in Calcutta. He would hear a sound. When did you hear the sound? It would appear as if the bomb is dropped right on the top of his building, but it would be somewhere in the neighborhood. Why he was staying in the building? Because he had 5 sons and there was announcement of curfew. Everybody should vacate the city, evacuate the city, nobody should stay here. So he sent all the 5 sons to Mayapur. He was also planning to go with his wife, but the wife refused to come. She said, no, I can't leave home. I want to be here. And there won't be any danger. Even if there is danger, there is no problem, she said. She was not coming. Then Prabhupada thought, as a responsible husband, it's my duty to take care of her. I can't leave the wife and go away. So he decided that the sons go to Mayapur and be protected and I will stay with the wife. See how responsible he was. As much as he was responsible for ISKCON society, he was also responsible in family life also. Some people think if I become a devotee, then I am such an advanced devotee, I am detached from everything else. And they become very careless and, they ignore their material responsibilities, isn't it? Prabhupada was so materially also responsible. So, while he stayed back, he went to the kitchen, he was making kachoris. And that is the time he heard the sound. He heard the sound. So when he heard the sounds, he was smiling and making kachori and singing Hare Krishna mantra very happily. Later on, Prabhupada said, nothing happened to the house, nothing happened to him. But then he said, even if a bomb dropped in our house and we have to die, we have no worry, because I was always singing Hare Krishna, he said. And in case we didn't die, Prabhupada said, I will offer kachori to Krishna and eat kachori. So there is no fear. Either way, there is no fear. The devotee is very confident that, as long as we are remembering the Lord and chanting His holy name, body, it's a perishable phenomenon. From dust thou art born, from dust thou shalt return, it is said. Body will go to the sand, everybody's body. Somebody's body is finished by a snake bite, somebody's body is finished by a disease, somebody's body by accident, somebody's body dies a natural death when they get old. Or somebody has Alpayush or Madhyayush, they die before 30 or 60. So, but as long as you're destined to be in this body, you will be in this body and there's nothing to worry. And if the body dies, that also is destined at a certain time. Just like you buy a tonic bottle, the first thing you will see is expiry date, isn't it? Similarly, as soon as we are born, Brahmalipi is written expiry date, what day is born, Nakshatra is born, and what time he will die. That's written already. Why worry then? So devotee loses the fear of death. And devotee loses abhayan ashokan. Devotee stops lamenting. In whatever situation Krishna keeps the devotee is completely satisfied. Sudama was poverty stricken, he was fully satisfied. Sudama became stinking rich, he never forgot Krishna. You will find that, what is named Polavecha Sridhar. He was in a simple thatched hut with many holes. And Nimai Pandit, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that in his clothes there are more holes than the holes in the hut also. So, but he was very happy. One day Nimai Pandit went to his shop and said, Polavecha, look at you are worshipping Krishna and you have these holes in your clothes. Look at those who are worshipping Durga, they are so rich. Why don't you go to Durga and ask for some material benefits? So for that, Polavecha said, you see, the king lives in a palace, and some animal may live in a platform or something in a railway station or something. You will see that when both of them close their eyes, both are sleeping, the quality of sleep is same. Once you close your eyes, do you know who you are? You don't know. Then everybody has the food, 8.4 million species of different type of food. And Krishna has arranged for whose food? Everybody's food. For everybody is arranged. So what is that to lament? He has arranged for our food, he has arranged for our clothing, he has arranged for our shelter somewhere. I am happy with this shelter. So the devotee is very happy whether he has lots or little. Like you put fish in the ocean or you put fish in a half a bucket of water. Fish is happy because of contact with water. So contact with Krishna makes a devotee happy. Not contact with anything material. Devotee is always happy in any situation. So therefore devotee has contentment. Therefore devotee has no ashokan, he says, no shoka, no lamentation, no fear. This comes in one of the verses. If you want to know the verse, it starts with Yeme swadharma nirataha tapasas samadhi, 3rd canto it is. So very, very beautiful verse about Devahuti and Kardama it is. So once while explaining this verse, Samashritaya Padapallava Plavam, Prabhupada was asked by a devotee, what is this lotus feet shelter, Prabhupada? Is it that we have to go below Krishna's lotus feet and stay there or what? In the temple, when we see the deity, whenever we hear dust of lotus feet, should we go and scrap some dust from his feet and put it on our head? Or what is this dust of lotus feet and taking shelter? Then Prabhupada said, okay, I'll give you an explanation. Prabhupada gave explanation. He said, so you are sitting in a silver coach drawn by royal horses. And the coach has windows and a curtain also. It's like a king's royal coach. You're sitting inside and then you put on the curtain also. Outside it's raining, drizzling. You don't want the water to come in, so you close the window. And the coach is drawn by the horses going fast. Tak, 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 it's going. At that time, Prabhupada said, if there is a puddle of water on the ground which is filled, puddle of water made by the hoof print of a calf, if there is water in that small puddle, how easily this coach will cross it. You don't even know that you crossed it. Like that, the devotee crosses the material world, Prabhupada said. When a devotee becomes Krishna's devotee, dedicated devotee, one feels like that. One does not feel the pangs of material existence at all. And the reason is there for that. It's not that devotee does not have pangs. The pangs are there, but a devotee is not able to feel the pain because of the bliss that arises from bhakti. There are two authentic quotes on this. One is our Dhruva Maharaj. What is that verse? Yonta pravishya midam prasuttam sanjeevayat akila shakti tarasvadhamna anyasta hastacharana shravanat pagadin pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam bhaktim muhu pravahatam tvayime prasango bhuyad anantamahatam amalashayanam yenancha solbanamuru vyasanam bhavadhyem. Last line it says, Neshye bhavad gunakatam mritapana Neshye bhavad gunakatam mritapana saying, I am tasting the relish of bhavat guna kata amrita pana matta. I have become mad in ecstasy by hearing your sublime qualities and katha, pastimes. And your all auspicious pastimes. They are called Tavakatamritam, Shravana Mangalam, it is said. Very auspicious pastimes. So, because of that, I am feeling great joy, great ecstasy, he is saying. Who is saying this? Dhruva is saying. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj also says in another verse, he says, Naivod vijay paradvaratya vaitaranyas vat viryagayana mahamrita magna chittaha. Similar thing he says. I am not fearful of the material existence, my Lord, he is saying. Why? It's called viryagayana. What is viryagayana? Glorifying the Lord's pastimes, Lord's prowess and pastimes. Mahamrita means great nectar. Magna means absorbed. Chitta means heart. Because my heart is always absorbed. It's like if your mouth has gulab jamun, when you have gulab jamun in your mouth, you feel relish, taste. Like that the devotee feels when he takes the pastimes, he feels the relish in the heart. And what is that type of relish? Maybe if I tell you one or two pastimes, you will appreciate this point. One time in Vrindavan they had a meeting of all the Nanda Baba, Upan and everybody, and then they decided that Gokul Bhavan is a dangerous place. It's not good to stay there. A lot of demons are coming there. They decided to move to Vrindavan. So all the covered men were in the front and the gopis along with their children, they were in the middle in bullock carts, and behind again covered men were with bows and arrows to give protection. So the older people, older women and their children, they were sandwiched by men on either side with bows and arrows. That goes to show how the women were very much cared for and protected, isn't it? They were in the bullock carts. So while going in the bullock carts, the same bullock cart, Rohini was sitting and Yashoda was sitting and Krishna Balram was sitting. So Krishna was always asking the mother, Maya, what is that tree which has a long dadi? He asked. And the dadi means beard. And mother saw and laughed and said, hey, that is called banyan tree. Banyan tree has a lot of things coming, the top down, isn't it? Yeah. And then he asked, Maya, look at that bird which has a long tail. Because generally birds have a small tail. This one has a very long tail. She asked, what is that bird? She looked around and saw it was a peacock. She said, oh, that's a peacock, my son. And she was telling. So in this way, Krishna was asking many questions. Then they stopped the carts at one place and they sat under a tree. Like you have to take lunchtime. Everybody sat. So all the gopis assembled there and children also were assembled. And then Krishna asked, Maya, what is that other one? One has a very long tail, one does not have a long tail. Oh, she said, oh, this is more, there is morni, she said. And oh, more has a morni, share has a sherni. That means everybody has a partner. But what about me? Who is my partner? He asked him. So, and all the gopis laughed hearing this. They said, see, Kana, you have to find out, you have to suggest us who you want your partner to be. See, there is one lady, very old lady in Vrindavan, who had come for the Nandotsav festival. In that Nandotsav festival, Nanda Baba was dancing with other covered men. And Yashoda was with all her covered ladies and everybody. Big song was going on, band vatim was also going on, everything was going on. Everybody was in a very happy mood. People were throwing, butter at each other and throwing buttermilk at each other. It was a festive occasion. So this lady, this old lady, she was so jolly in the happy mood, she opened her mouth wide open and one butter ball went into her mouth directly. And somebody threw. So that was the same lady who also was there, who had come to the forest, who was also amongst the other gopis. She was also there. So when Kana was asked, Kana, who is going to be a partner? He chose that old lady, he said. Everybody was amazed. She'll be a partner. Why? She said, see, I don't have teeth, she has no teeth. So we are a good match. So the gopis had a good laughter. So although the Lord is saying, Vedaham samatidane, I am all knowing, but to please the gopis, this is the way he would do pastimes. So when we talk about Tadbir Gayana Mahamrta Magna Chittam, the Lord's pastimes are so relishable. He performs different type of pastimes. Every day is a new day. Every moment is a fresh moment. What pastime he will do on that particular day, nobody knows. There is Leela Shakti who organizes the pastimes. In which place it will go on and who will be the devotees and what will happen. So the very meaning of the word Leela means playfully performed activity. In the Padma Purana, the Lord says, Mad Bhakta Vinodartam Karomi Vividaha Kriyaha, he says. For pleasing my devotees, I perform playful pastimes, he says. And how he does, what he does. That is the reason when Shukracharya saw Vamandev, he said, I don't know why, this is Sakshat Vishnu, and what he will do, I cannot say, he said. Because every time he will perform something new. Nobody can predict about it. Just like one time, this Mayadana, he had a Tripura, 1, 2, 3, planes he had made where he put all the asuras standing in the sky, in those 3 planes. And then from the Devata side, they would send arrows and kill the asura. He would drop down. As soon as he drops down, he will take him and dip him in a pond. And immediately, he would take him out, he will be again alive. So that kind of, the Payasam had the ability to bring them back to life. Something like Mrita Sanjivani kind of thing. And all the Devatas approached Shiva. They said, we are not able to kill the asuras because every single asura we killed, they are again and again coming back to life. So what to do, we don't know. They got very frustrated. Then when Shiva came, he took his bow and arrow, he came in a chariot, took his bow and arrow and he aimed very quick arrows he was sending. Quickly asuras were dying also, but quickly they were revived also. Again and again they were flying back to those 3. Because they were from the sky, they were attacking the Devatas. It was so bad that even Shiva got frustrated. Shiva put his bow and arrow down and then said, this is useless, what is the use of me killing? They are again and again coming back to life. Something else has to be done, he said. At that time, for everyone's amazement, one cow and calf arrived in the battlefield. Can you imagine a cow and calf coming in a battlefield? It's the tender creatures. They're sattvic animals. Everybody was looking with great amazement, including Mayadana also. He saw, hey, like you've seen this Gir cow, simply look at it, she is so beautiful, isn't it? Gir guy from Gujarat. You've seen that big cow? They are wondering, hey, what is this? A cow and a calf is coming here in the battlefield because everybody is carrying weapons in their hands. By mistake, if somebody's weapon falls on the cow, it will become Brahmahatya. It's very bad. They were thinking like that. But they didn't know who this cow was, who that calf was, what they are going to do. Nobody had any clue. And this cow and calf came, and both of them jointly started drinking the payasam, that pond. And pond was pretty large. Still they drank and finished every bit of it. Not even they left a drop. And more amazing than that was, Mahadana was watching it, but he was completely frozen. He couldn't stop them. He could have driven them away, he couldn't. But as soon as they finished that, then Lord Shiva became very confident. He was wondering, who are these two guys? Cow and calf, mother and child has come and made my life easier now. Then he picked up bow and arrow, and that is why Shiva is called Tripurari. Correct, no? Tripura Ari means he is the enemy of those asuras who were standing in the three plains. Finished all of them, and they had to flee for their life, other people. No? So Mayadana says in the Bhagavatam, there is one verse, he says that, this destiny is so powerful that I am watching it, but I cannot act against it. I can see that, he says that. Because when Lord decides something, his Lord's will be accomplished. Nobody else can cross it. And who are those two people? It is Vishnu and Brahma. Vishnu came as cow, and Brahma came as calf. This is Lord's Leela. He does Leelas like this, very amazing Leelas he does. So, Prahlad is saying that, my dear Lord, to protect your devotees and to protect the Brahminical culture, what amazing pastimes you do. Miraculous pastimes you do. Tadbir Gayana Mahamrta Magna Chitta, he is saying. So, in that Samashitaye Padapalavapalam verse, the third line says, the devotees are protected. And the fourth line says, and the devotees will not remain in this material world, which is a place of danger at every step. There is always lamentation and fear and loss, sometimes profit, sometimes loss, sometimes victory, sometimes defeat, sometimes pleasure, sometimes pain, sometimes honor, sometimes dishonor. And the material world is a place where there is jivo jivasya jivanam. One living being becomes a food for another. The mighty ones swallow the weaker ones. That's the material world is like that. But spiritual world is a different formula there. Different, what is it? Jivo jinedo. Live and let live. Spiritual world is a place where even deer and tiger go together to Yamuna to drink water. And they are also, while going, they are chatting also to each other. You may wonder, really? How can a deer be walking side by side? Because deer knows in spiritual world, tigers are also vegetarian. They also drink only milk. Prabhupada writes that. They don't eat meat. So there is no carnivorous animals in the spiritual world. And those animals which are naturally inimical in this world, they don't have that enmity in the spiritual world. Yatra naisarga durvaira sahasan mrigadeha mitrani ajitavasa dhutarutar shakadikam. That verse says that. Naisarga means naturally inimical. So, that is the spiritual world. So, one should return to spiritual world to experience that safety, security, shelter, protection, being loved and cared for. So that kind of, or before going to spiritual world, we can create such a world even in the material world when devotees come together and hear these kathas of the Lord, chant the holy name, worship the deities, and keep their life basically very simple. And they maximize Krishna time, minimize Maya time. And in this way, when devotees hear the name, form, qualities, pastimes, activities of the Lord, they can experience that same spiritual, sublime, blissful shelter, even while being in this world. Now, I have still not yet released the secret of what is the dust of Krishna's lotus feet. I will tell you. I want to keep this suspense on. I will tell you after a while. Before that, I have to tell you a little bit more about Krishna's lotus feet first. There are so many devotees glorifying Krishna's lotus feet. Let us take a few verses. One is Rukmini. Rukmini wrote a letter to Krishna, you all know that. What was the last paragraph she wrote? She wrote, Yasyangri pankaja rajasnapanam mahanto vanchantyumapatirvatmatamopahatyaihi yaryam bujaksha nalabheya bhavat prasadam jashyam asun pratakrashan shatajanma bhisyat. She is telling, after writing the letter, she felt that maybe I am too audacious to write this letter to such a great personality like Krishna. So then she wrote saying that, my dear Lord, your lotus feet dust is aspired for by personalities like Shiva to destroy their ignorance. Shiva and Brahma, they are seeking your dust to destroy their ignorance. And someone as simple as myself, I am writing this letter to you. Maybe I am not qualified. Hope you will not be upset with me for this. But in case you tell me that Yaryam Bujaksham, Ambujaksha, O lotus-eyed one, Na labheya bhavat prasadam. If I am not eligible to get your mercy, then she says, Jakshyam asoon, I am ready to give up my life 100 times. Shatajanma visyat, she is telling. Which means, in every life I will perform tapasya to attain you. Life after life after life, 100 lives. Then she is asking, is that good enough? If it is not good enough, I will do even more, she is telling. So, here in this verse, she is talking about Krishna's lotus feet dust, aspired for by whom? Shiva and Brahma also, she is telling. Then another example we can take example of Lakshmi. There is one verse, it says, in the 3rd canto, 15th chapter, 21st verse, 3:15-21. It says, Shri Rupini Kvanayati Charanaravindam Leelambujena Harisad Manimukta Dosha Sam Lakshate Svatika Kudde Upeta Hemni Sammarjati Vayadanugrahanenya Yatnaha. This verse says, Shri means Lakshmi. Rupini means beautiful. Kvanayati means she is making the sound of the payal or nupur, the ankle bell, while walking. Shri Rupini Kvanayati Charana Aravindam. From her lotus feet the sound is coming when she is walking. Like the sound is coming. And she is very beautifully dressed with costly sari and costly jewelry. What is become costly? She is source of all fortune. She gives fortune to everybody in this world. In fact, the same verse, last line says, all the devatas with folded palms are bowing their head to her, begging her, oh Lakshmi, don't look that side, look this side. Because if you look at us, your 2 eyes fall on us. You all might have heard about Ashtalakshmi, isn't it? There is a Dhana Lakshmi, there is Dhanya Lakshmi, there is Santana Lakshmi, there is Veera Lakshmi. Correct now? Vijay Lakshmi. Correct now? There are 8 Lakshmis are there. So each of the Lakshmi is capable of awarding different type of fortunes. Correct now? So Devatas are telling her, if you just turn around and glance at us, we will become leader of one planet. You have that potency to bless us. Please kindly look at us. But she doesn't look at them. But then what is she doing? Shirupini Kvanayati Charanaravindam Leelambujena. In one hand she is whirling a lotus while walking in the spiritual world, in the Vaikuntha planets. But then the strange thing is, in another hand she is carrying a broomstick. Very amazing. Somebody may say, what is this contradiction? Generally, ladies who are very rich, I don't know in America whether they have servant maids. I don't know. It's very difficult to get servants, I heard, in America, isn't it? For daily wages you have to pay. I mean, for 1 hour you have to pay so much dollars, correct? No? But in India, if you go to any rich house, they will have sometimes a dozen servant maids. One servant maid for washing the pots, one for cleaning the house, one for washing the clothes, one for taking the child to the school, one for bringing the grocery from the market. In this way, they have different servants and servant maids in the home of landlords. You will find that. And Lakshmi also has many, thousands. But here it says that she herself was carrying a broomstick in the hand. Why? Because she was sweeping the floor of Vaikuntha, which was looking like mirror. There is no dust also. If the dust is not there, then why is she sweeping, you may ask, isn't it? The answer is given. She wants to see a smile on the face of Lord Narayana. So, one question always amazed me whenever I read about Lakshmi Narayana. And I found answer in Prabhupada's book. The question was, how Lakshmi never gets bored with Narayan. She's always sitting at the lotus feet of Narayan and massaging his feet. You must have seen her in the snake bed, isn't it? She's sitting. Generally in this world, you come closer and closer to anybody, gradually some quarrel starts. Some sparks start, correct, no? You can see that, isn't it? Therefore we say familiarity breeds contempt, we say. But in spiritual platform, familiarity breeds love. The more you come closer to devotee, many times devotees secretly hide their, many of the great treasures they have. They don't, no devotee will go around and boast that I have these qualities, look at me. They will not say that. But the more you come closer and closer, how are the devotees like? Like Prahlad, for example, is like Chandan, you can say. Why? In the Chandan tree, if you take an axe and hit it, what happens? It renders the tip of the axe fragrant. That is the nature of a Vaishnava. The more Vaishnavas are tortured, the more they exhibit, compassion. Therefore we say Lord Nityananda, Marikhe Prem Diye. You know that song? What is that song? Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachare Yamar Man. Doyal Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachare Yamar Man. Nachare Yamar Man. Nachare Yamar Man. Nachare Yamar Man. Nitai Chaitanya Bole Nachare Yamar Man. यार तो नहीं है मार के प्रेम दिए दो यार तो नहीं है मार के प्रेम correct see मार के प्रेम he accepted the hit by Madai on the head bleeding but he told Madai that this bleeding is not causing me any inconvenience but you are not chanting the holy name, that is causing me pain. Therefore I beg you to chant the holy name, he said. So, when we hear about the nature of the Vaishnavas, like I was telling about Prahlad, how in what context I brought this point about the devotee's great quality? Why?
Like Chandan.
Like Chandan I said. One point before Chandan, what I said? Lakshmi I was telling you.
Familiarity breeds contempt.
That means, when do you see the actual glory of Nityananda? When you put him in preaching. When he goes for preaching, how he tolerates the sufferings and how he bestows love. See, that is why preaching cannot be done in a thick jungle living alone. But when you are coming in the community, your real qualities will come out. But if you are not advanced enough, then ugly qualities come out. Correct, no? Just like, for example, take an orange and squeeze it, what will come out? Orange juice. When you take a lemon and squeeze it, what will come? Lemon juice will come out. Is it not true? Grapes you take and squeeze it, what happens? Grape juice comes out. And if you take a person and put him in difficult situation, whatever is inside will come out. Correct, no? Or if there are bad qualities inside, then bad qualities come out. If the sublime qualities inside, sublime qualities come out. Like that. So, therefore familiarity breeds love when the devotees have many, many sublime qualities in their hearts. Because those qualities they try to hide. They will not reveal it. But then when they are brought in situations, that time how they have a tendency to sacrifice, to extend, to suffer for others, to be selfless, to be pure-hearted, to be strict in their choices they make, strict with oneself and lenient with others. So many, many sublime qualities you will see when you come closer and closer. So when Lakshmi massaging the feet of Narayana, Prabhupada says in one lecture, Narayana is telling her, enough Lakshmi, now you have your place to reside in my heart because Lord has got a golden hair. Anybody knows the name of that? In the chest? Srivatsa. It's called Srivatsa. So that is the place for Lakshmi to reside. Lord is telling her to go and rest there. Because we say, what is the famous verse? Ishanam jagadosya venkatapater vishno param preyasim tat vakshasthala nityavasa rasikam. It says, tat vakshasthala means the chest. Tat vakshasthala nityavasa rasikam. Nityavasa means she always resides. Takshanti samvardhinim. By residing there, she has made Narayana also very compassionate. He says, just like if you go to the puja room, some chandan sticks to you. When you come out, people say, hey, why are you so fragrant? You are not fragrant, but chandan is fragrant. Because you went inside and came, your body is also fragrant. Like that, when she resides, Lord Narayana becomes little extra compassionate by her residing. Padma alankrita pani pallava yugam padma asanastam shriyam vatsalya digunojvalam bhagavatim vande jagan mataram. She is the mother of the universe. She is decorated with many, many sublime qualities like vatsalya, ityadi. He's saying. And then he's saying she's sitting on a lotus, sitting in a padmasana lotus posture, wearing a garland of lotus. She is sitting in the heart of Lord Narayana always. But she is eager to do more service to Narayana. She says, no, I want to massage your feet. Narayana says, relax. So Prabhupada says, this is a very amazing relationship. Narayana says, relax, relax. She says, I want to serve, I want to serve. And Prabhupada said, husband and wife should be like this also. Prabhupada says that. Like a husband goes to kitchen and says, can I cut some sabji? Wife says, no, you go and do your work. I'll do it all myself. Like that, wife should say that. Now, wife is washing the clothes and folding and keeping everything. Husband says, why are you working so hard? Already you have too much of work to do. You're also going for a job, I'm going for a job. You relax, I will wash my clothes myself, he says. Then the relationship is very sweet one between the two. Because both are in a mood of, service mode. Service mode, yeah. Husband is saying, wash my clothes. She says, why should I wash? I'm also doing job. She says, isn't it? And she is calling from the kitchen, please can you come and cut some sabji? Saying, He says, see, you are a wife, you are supposed to cook. And I am supposed to be sitting and reading newspaper. So then that's a relationship doesn't get better, it gets bitter. Correct, no? So you want it better or bitter? Better. For better we need what mode?
Service.
Service mode. So who has service mode? Lakshmi or Narayana? Both have service mode. Like you will see that Arjuna wants to serve Krishna, and Krishna says, I will ride your chariot. So Lord and the devotee both are competing to serve whom? Each other. Lord wants to serve the devotees. Devotee wants to serve the Lord. There is a kind of competition between the two. So this is about, I told you about Rukmini, I told you about Lakshmi, and of course Lakshmi is serving Narayana, but the same Narayana is also Krishna. So Krishna, Narayana, Ram, in Tattva there is no difference. There is one verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. If anybody sees difference between these three forms in Siddhanta, they are Pashandi. Mahaprabhu says that. One should not consider these three lords to be different. At the same time, they are different in their mood. Like you can see, Lord Vishnu is like a Lord in the Parliament house. Like you see Prime Minister in Parliament, Prime Minister in home. Person is same, but the moods are different. We have seen a photo in India. Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India, when he is in Delhi Parliament House, on 15th August he will be standing and receiving respect of, Army, Navy, Air Force, all of them. Everybody salutes and he receives respect. Whereas the same personality, when he goes home, he is bowing down to his mother. Any of you seen a photo? Bowing down to mother, correct, no? Similarly, you will find Lakshmi Narayana have no parents. They are the parents of everybody. They are like a Raja and Rani in the Vaikuntha, Parliament House. But the same Lord, when he is at home, he is Krishna, he has a mother, Yashoda. He has Nanda, bowing down, lifting the sandals of his father on his head. And Mother Yashoda is binding him. He becomes subordinate to them. So Godhead gives up his Godhood in order to experience the love of his devotees. Correct, no? So you can see that. So, therefore in Vrindavan, there is Kaliya pastime, where the Nagapatnis offered many prayers. One prayer they are talking about this point, which I am going to tell you now. Kasyan bhavoschana deva vidmahe tavangrirenus parashadhikara yadvanchaya shri lalana charattapo vihaya kaman suchiram dritavrata. What are they saying? They are wondering that how Krishna gave the dust of his lotus feet on the hoods of Kaliya. They are shocked and surprised. Anybody who has got the body of a snake, that means they have been envious in the previous life. See, this many people do not know. If somebody is envious, like there was one man who was telling, he was telling astrologer, मेरे दादाजी बड़े सेठ जी दुकान में बैठकर पैसा गिनते गिनते मुस्कुराते मर गए. He was telling, he was said is sitting in the shop and counting the money, seeing so much I have earned. He died. So the astrologer was telling, see, if he is counting the money and dying, maybe he is comparing himself with other merchants. He said, in case your grandfather was envious, you will get a snake's body if he is envious of somebody. He said. So you can see that in this world, envious persons become snakes, but then the envious person is becoming a snake, then how can he get the mercy of Krishna? That was a surprise. How can Krishna dance on the hoods of Kaliya? Where does it come? In one of the songs also that Pranata Dehina Papa Karshanam Pranataranugam Sriniketanam Panipanarpitam Padambudam See the third line they are saying, Fani Fana Arpitam. In the Fana. Fana means the hoods. How is it that you are giving your dust to this Kaliya snake, they are asking. Little do they know that why did Krishna give the dust? Because he happens to be husband of pure devotees, Kaliya's wives. Who are they? Nagapatnis. Although they are pure devotees, they don't even know that they are pure devotees. Actually, pure devotees don't claim to be pure devotees, correct, no? I wonder, how did this fellow get the mercy? He got the mercy because of them. At the same time, in the same, that Kasyana Baba verse, third line they are saying, Yadu Anchaya, aspiring for this dust, Shri, they are saying, who is Shri? Lakshmi. Lalana, Acharat Tapo, they are saying. She performed severe penances to get your dust of your lotus feet, they are saying. Because Lakshmi desires to enter the rasa dance and dance. Lord Chaitanya asked this question to Venkata Bhatta in South India. Why is Lakshmi eager to dance with Krishna? Why not she, just to be with Narayana? And then Venkata Bhatta asked, my dear Lord, what is Krishna? Krishna is sportive Narayana, playful Narayana, isn't it? When Narayana only becomes playful, then he becomes Krishna. So Krishna and Narayana are not different. Both are the same Lord. There is no lack of chastity in Lakshmi because she wants to dance with Krishna, like that he said, which is correct answer. Mahaprabhu laughed and said, yeah, what you are saying is correct. At the same time, because Narayana is sober, Krishna is playful. So when she saw the gopis dancing with Krishna, she developed a desire that I also want to dance like a gopi. Only thing is she has a Mahishi Bhav. Mahishi Bhav means like a queen. She has the mood of a queen. She wears a crown and she wears costly jewelry and she eats only basmati rice and molten ghee. She can't eat khichdi and all. Like she can't eat the braj roti. That is why in Vrindavan she is sitting like this. If you go to the Bilvavan, Lakshmi temple, have you ever seen Lakshmi like this? Lakshmi is like this. Something comes out of her hand. What is it? What comes? Coins, gold coins. She is giving blessing. Don't worry. Here are the gold coins. Take it. Whereas in that temple she is sitting like this. Why sitting? There is Yamuna river also. Across the Yamuna river, she is praying to the Vajbasis. Please come and give me entry into rasa dance. So train me when the December month they will all go and feed her khichdi. So the opulent eater, Lakshmi, she is going to eat khichdi during the December month. So that she can get the mood of the gopis. So here is another point, how Lakshmi is aspiring for the dust of Krishna's lotus feet. You can see like this. There are many, many verses like this. We can talk about, same gopis are singing, Pranata Dehinam, Papa Karshanam. Gopis are also saying, Krishna doesn't walk with sandals in Vrindavan. He walks barefoot. There is a story behind that, why he walks barefoot, because he thought all the cows will walk barefoot, so I am also going to walk barefoot. He told Mother Yashoda. But there is another reason, because Krishna wanted to increase the auspiciousness of the holy Dham by touching the Dham with his lotus feet with 16 symbols. So that is why wherever he put his lotus feet, the impressions are made, and those impressions increase auspiciousness. In my childhood days, I have seen my mother during the Janmashtami time, she would draw from there, from the entrance of the house, 2 feet, like this 2 feet with rice, this thing. She would make that and it will be leading to the sanctum sanctorum. So we used to ask her, what is this 2 feet you are drawing in Gokulashtami days? She would say that Krishna is coming walking into the house. He is coming into the sanctum sanctorum. Any of you seen that? Yes. They do in South India, it's very common like that, they would do. So, when Krishna's lotus footprints are there, immediately that place becomes auspicious. Immediately. Like our Kunti Maharani is saying, what is that verse? Neyam so vishyate tatra yate danim gadadhara swapadai ankita bhati swalakshana vilakshitai. She is saying in Hastinapur, wherever I see your lotus footprints, with the 16 symbols are there, it's glowing, she is telling. The glow of your feet is keeping our entire Hastinapuram so auspicious. Like that she is telling. So, now let us come to the point about what is this dust of Krishna's lotus feet. You will get explanation in Prabhupada's purport, you will get it. Prabhupada says actually, getting the, if you read the Prithu Maharaja's section, there are verses, 4 or 5 verses where you will get this explanation. Because in Prithu Maharaj is having a conversation with Lord Narayana. He is telling, my dear Lord, Narayana gave him darshan. Then Prithu Maharaj is telling that, let me tell you the first verse. Na kamayena tatad. One verse before that, He says, I don't want to, ye narakanam abhisanti dehinam tanisha kaivalya pate vrinena, like that he is saying. He is saying, my dear Lord, you are asking me what benedictions I want. Do you think I am going to ask for heavenly pleasure or even Satyaloka or something like that? I will never ask anything of this material world. Material world goods are all useless, he said, because they are all pain producing. Ye narakanam, even the narakavasi, animals also get these pleasures, he said, eating, sleeping, waiting, defending. I don't want. Ye narakanam abhisanti dehinam tanisha kaivalya pati. You are a kaivalya pati. Why should I ask for these boons, he asked. Then the Lord said, oh, you are talking about me as a kaivalya pati, a water of liberation. Then I think you want liberation, isn't it? You want to get liberation and get moksha and relax? Then he says, that time he says that na kamaye nata tadapyaham kvachin na yatra yushmat charanam bujasabha. He's saying, what he's saying, na kamaye nata tadapi. I don't want moksha also, he's saying. Aham kvachit. Kvachit means never I will ask you for moksha, he's saying. Why? Na yatra yushmat charanam bujasabha, he's saying. In Brahmajyoti, the honey of your lotus feet is not there, he's saying. Na yatra yushmat charanam bujasabha. Lord asks, what are you talking? Honey of my feet. Yeah. You are talking about what is that? Lord is asking him. And then he's saying, Mahattamantar hridayan mukachito vidatsvakarna yudamesha me varehi. Is telling that the honey of your lotus feet is there in the heart of your devotees, like a kumbha. The devotees have they have this, what do you call it, in Janmashtami time they do abhishek. Now what do you call that? Kalash. Devotees have a kalash of honey that is dripping from your lotus feet, he's saying to Lord. And then he is saying, that honey comes out of their lips when they glorify your name, form, qualities, pastimes and activities. That honey comes out of their feet. Sa uttama shloka mahan mukachyuto. Mahan mukachyuto means from their mukham, chuta means fall. From their mouth it is dripping out, he is saying. Sa uttama shloka. Those people who glorify you with choice poetry. Sa uttama shloka mahan mukachyuto. Bhavat padamboja sudha kananilaha. He is saying that just like the wind carries the fragrance of the flowers, which is relished by the smell with your nose. Similarly, this honey which is dripping out of their mouth should be relished with the ears, he is saying. That's what he is saying. This is relished with one's ears. That's why our path is called as a Shruta Ikshita Path. Shruta means hear. Ikshita means see. You hear and then you will see the pastimes of the Lord in the eye of your mind. You can see that when you hear with the ears. Like that he is saying, Sa uttama shloka mahan mukachyuto bhavat padamboja sudha kananilaha smritim punar vismritatat pavartmanam kuyoginam no vidaratyalam barehi. The Lord asked him, okay, if you get that honey, you hear about it, what does it do to you? Then he says, smritim punaha vismritatat pavartmanam. Those jivas who become vismrita. Vismrita means what? Forgotten. Those who have forgotten you, they again get smriti about you. When they hear this name, form, qualities, pastimes and activities of you from the mouths of the pure devotees, they again revive. Again they come back to spiritual life. They become blissful in spiritual life. Like there are two types of people in this world. One are called dead, one are called alive. So you may think dead means they are actually dead, they will be taken to graveyard. Don't think like that. Those who are subjected to three gunas and who are completely forgetful of the Lord, they are also counted in living dead. They are called. What dead? Living dead. Because their bodies are moving, conducted by three gunas. But the devotees are conducted by the internal potency, Antaranga Shakti. They are considered to be truly living. One who has accepted Krishna's shelter in the heart and is engaged in devotional activities, they are said to be truly living. That's a real life. Spiritual life is real life. That's why he says, Smritim punar vismrita tattva vartmanam kuyoginam no vitarattalam varehi. He's saying, who are the kuyogis? The karmis, jnanis, yogis are called kuyogis. Why? There is a reason for that. Karmi thinks, I want to accumulate material goods for my enjoyment, he thinks. Jnani thinks, I want to become free from all suffering of birth and death and go to Brahma Jyoti and relax in easy chair, he thinks. And the yogi thinks, I want to get powers to walk on water, fly on sky and impress the people of the world and become very popular. So for all the three guys, what is the reference point? I. I is the reference point. They are all what centered? I centered. Therefore they are all Kuyogis. But Bhaktas, if you see what Bhaktas think, they are asking who is Krishna's mother? Who is Krishna's father? Who is Krishna's sweetheart? Who are Krishna's best friends? Which animals Krishna loves? Seeing the Lord happy, the devotee becomes happy. That's Sukhi, Sikhitvam. Therefore devotees go back to Krishna. That's the reason why devotees return back to Krishna. So in this way, in these 3-4 verses he has revealed the dust falling from Krishna's lotus feet is Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes, activities. And some of the qualities of Krishna, which are explained, I will tell you. There is a famous song we used to sing when we were small kids. All of you can repeat this. Radhe 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 Govinda Bole Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe Govinda Vrindavana Chandra Anatana Radhe Govinda Bhaktavatsala Bhagavata Priya Radhe Govinda Bhaktavatsala Vrindavana Chandra Anatana Dina Bandho Radhe Govinda Godavala Nanda Kumara Radhe Govinda Vrindavana Chandra Anatana Dina Bandho Radhe Govinda. See, like this, two new names they will add every time. Like I told you, Bhagavata Priya, Bhakta Vatsala, Bhagavata Priya. Similarly, Yashoda Bala, Nanda Kumara. In this way, and then they will sing like this. You will see every one of these names that they sing will remind us of some of the activities of Krishna. Like when you say Apad Bandhava, like he was in a great apatava, Jadabharata, correct no? Those fellows, dacoits brought him and they were about to cut his head, correct no? After in front of the Kali deity. And did he protest? He didn't protest also, because he was such a Mahabhagavat. First of all, they dressed him in silk robes, they put chandan, kumkum, everything. They gave him pig plate to eat also. They gave, so he ate it also, isn't it? And they put him in a bali pit, they were about to cut his head and he didn't say anything, just sitting like this. And then seeing that, Krishna immediately inspired Kali. Kali's murti exploded and then she came out in a dozen forms. She took the same chopper from the hands of the dacoits and cut off the heads of all the dacoits and played like a football. He played like a ball, volleyball or something. So, he was saved. In this way, Apat Bandhava means one who saves the devotee in a great apat, correct no? And Anatha Rakshaka means the Pandavas were anath, practically. They were fatherless children. So Krishna always was with them. He went to the forest and saved them from Durvasa Muni's wrath by taking the Akshay Patra, this thing. He saved them from so many ways. Like, Arjuna, the last part of the battlefield, he told Arjuna to get down from the chariot. Arjuna wondered why he is telling me to get down first. And when Krishna got off the chariot, the whole chariot got burnt, isn't it? Because there were so many celestial arrows stuck in the... So Krishna saved them in so many ways. Saved them from Lakshagra, Varnavat. We can give a long list of the things that he does. So, he is Apad Bandhava, he is Anatha Rakshaka. Bhakta Vatsala means what? When a calf is born, when the calf drops to the ground during birth time, it gets some dust on the body. But immediately mother cow licks the body of the calf and removes all the dust. Similarly, Krishna cannot tolerate any small blemish in a devotee. He will make some arrangement to remove the blemish from the devotee and make him a pure devotee. So in this way, Bhagavata Priya means the Lord is very, very fond of his devotees. He always hangs around devotees. Actually, I used to think this Paramatma is a secondary name, I used to think. Correct, no? Paramatma. So when South Indian Acharya has given a meaning of this, Pa Rama Atma, he says. Pa Rama Atma means what? Rama means Lakshmi. Pa means protect. One is protector of Lakshmi. One is always with Lakshmi. He has given a meaning of that. So in this way you will see the Lord is always surrounding the devotees. Wherever the devotee is doing Sankirtan, the glorifying the Lord. Lord is imperceptibly present there, always, at every moment like that. So these kind of qualities of the Lord, they are compared by Haridas Thakur in his talk with Lord Chaitanya in the famous book Harinam Chintamani. He tells Lord Chaitanya, the Lord's pastimes are like waves in the ocean, and the qualities of the Lord which manifest from those pastimes are like the droplets of water. So the droplets of water jointly form a wave. So every pastime brings out Lord's sublime qualities, very amazing qualities of the Lord are brought out. So anybody who hears these pastimes and relishes in the heart, gradually they get the dust of Krishna's lotus feet. Anybody can find out from your mobile one verse in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Pada Padma Gandha Yeyi Jana Pai, that's a verse. Krishna Pada Padma Gandha. If somebody has got the dust of Krishna's lotus feet on one's head, what is the result of that? He says. You got that verse? I can just read it. All of you can repeat it. Krishna Pada Padma Gandha Yeyi Jana Pai. Krishna Pada Padma Gandha Yeyi Jana Pai. Brahma Loka Adi Sukha Tare Nahi Bhai. One who experiences the fragrance of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna does not value even the standard of happiness available in Brahmaloka, the topmost planet. And what to speak of heavenly happiness, he's saying. So this is one verse, and there is also another verse. I will tell you another verse you can take also. In that verse he says, Bhaktavatsala Kritagnya Samartha Vadanya. That's the first line. Bhaktavatsala Kritagnya Samartha Vadanya. Very beautiful verse. This verse says, if you hear about the four qualities of Krishna, you will never go to anybody else's shelter. You will never leave Krishna's shelter. He says, Bhaktavatsala Kritagnya Samartha Vadanya. So Bhaktavatsala I told you just now. Kritagnya means Krishna is very grateful. Like you see, one time it is said that in the deity room some rat entered, very hungry rat, looking for some prasad. He didn't get anything, but he saw the cotton that was, he saw the cotton in the lamp, correct? No? And he thought of the cotton to be makan. He thought of it to be butter. So immediately he put his mouth, but the light was about to get, the lamp was about to get put off. When he put the mouth, his moustache got a little burned. He jumped up. When he jumped up, the wick came out and started glowing brilliantly. And Radharani saw that and told Krishna, my dear Lord, look at this rat, he is rendering seva to you. They bring him back to Goloka, Bulaka to Goloka. Krishna said, Tadastu. Immediately took the rat back home, back to Goloka. Immediately, in one moment, just see. Therefore, Kritagnya means you do a little service, he takes note. Like you all heard about the squirrel, correct, no? The squirrel who, put some little small stones, isn't it? The squirrel also got a 3-finger touch of Rama, correct, no? He got that. Just think about it, what an insignificant service. See, Lord sees the effort, He doesn't see the results. It's very amazing. That is Kritagnya, Bhakta Vatsala. All of you can repeat this. Bhakta Vatsala Kritagnya Samartha Vadanya. Kena Krishna Chadi Pandita Nahi Bhaje Anya. Bhakta Vatsala Kritagnya Samartha Vadanya. Kena Krishna Chadi Pandita Nahi Bhaje Anya. Lord Krishna is very kind to his devotees. He is always very grateful and magnanimous. See, he is not only Samartha. Third word is Samartha, correct? No? I told you Bhakta Vatsala, I told you Kritagnya. Third is Samartha means this very powerful personality. There is nothing you cannot get from him. Anything you want, you can go to him. Like one boy said, Prabhuji, I don't have a job in America, can I get a job? Yes, I told him, go to Krishna, but chant Hare Krishna also. Don't just go and ask only for the job. So, what to speak of your job? Krishna can give you, material pleasures he can give you. He can give you heavenly residence he can give you. He can give you moksha also if you want, liberation. Or if you want to enter the spiritual world, He can give you entrance. He can give you Swarupya Siddhi. He can give you His personal audience also. He can put you in one of the 5 rasas to eternally serve Him and be in His company. He is capable of avoiding everything, Samartha. And He has done it. We are not just saying it. Like you see one lady, she brought that fruits, and she was just roaming in Vrindavan calling out, Krining hibo palani iti shrutva satparam achyutam falarti dhanyamadaya yayau sarva palapradaha. This verse says, she was calling out, anybody wants fruits? But her voice was full of devotion. That was recognized by Balagopal Krishna. Immediately went to Yashoda's kitchen and picked up some rice and came running. He came running in such a manner that only 1 or 2 particles were there. Imagine if any of us saw 1 or 2 rice particles, we would have taken one mango and cut one small piece. Give me the 2 rice and take this. Was she very calculative? Isn't it? Was she calculative? She flooded Krishna's hands with fruits. Whatever she brought in the basket, she was spreading. So she must have given $20 of fruits and she got $20 million of gold and silver and jewelry, which she didn't even, expect. Correct, no? Without expectation, she rendered seva. You can see that. So that's what he's saying, that Krishna is Samartha, he is capable, but Vadanya also. Vadanya means what? He also gives. Vadanya means very magnanimous. There are many fellows, there are multi-millionaires, like I saw one big multi-millionaire with a big car, came to our temple. He got out of the car and he walked like this. He had a very obese person. Walked like this. And then he took out his purse and just put 1 rupee coin in the hundi. Very royally walked and put 1 rupee and then rest purse he kept inside and went away. He is capable of giving, he can give $1 million if he wants. Only thing is heart is very small. But Krishna is not only capable, he also gives also. He is capable of giving and he gives also. There are people who are capable of giving but don't give, correct, no? Krishna is both. Therefore he is saying that Bhakta Vatsala, Kritagnya, Samartha and Vadanya. And Sudama gave some chipped rice. And what did he give back, Krishna? Just see how much he gave back to him. And Kubja gave some little chandan. He turned the Kubdi, the hunchbacked old woman into a young beautiful girl. In just one moment, Krishna did that. Whoever went to give Krishna anything with love, needless to say what they got in return. So therefore we should learn always the art of going to Krishna, approaching him with affection and giving our heart to him. So in this way, when one hears about Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes, then this is one of the aspects which is talked as the saffron dust particles from Krishna's lotus feet or the honey from Krishna's lotus feet. So tomorrow I will continue. Tomorrow I will tell about mercy. Krishna gives 2 types of mercy, ordinary mercy, special mercy. So first you can know, just like we say ordinary dosa, special dosa. So how many of you like special dosa more? So tomorrow we will tell you what is the special dosa mercy. We will talk tomorrow. Special masala dosa tomorrow. So I have given you I have tempted you for the tomorrow's talk. You have to come again tomorrow. Tomorrow evening, same time?
Same time.
Tomorrow evening? Okay. Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Thank you.
Radheshyam Prabhu ki
Jai. Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai.